Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix, having a look-see at the starting fortress for a very good reason. Sir and sirettes, today we are going to be redesigning the Tuberculosis, the starter vehicle I've been doing recently, and I'm just having a quick look at the starting fortress just to very quickly jot down how much of each resource we actually have available if you were to scrap the fortress straight away. Because what I'm going to do, because several people have actually asked me to do this, is I am going to now, from now, I'm starting to upload my ships onto the workshop, finally. I'm so sorry for the delay, but I'm a bit like, I'm a bit embarrassed by how ugly some of the ships are. I don't really want people to have a really good look at them. So I've just jotted down how much resource we have, and so what we're going to do, because many people asked me, like I was just saying, is we're going to make a starter vehicle based on those. Now, I'm sorry if there's any background noise today, Sir and Threads, but there is currently loads of building work going on in the village, and the fans on, the aircon's broke. It's basically a world of noise. I've waited long enough to try and record today, and I've just kind of gave up, honestly. So, the starting ship. We have 21,000 metal, 40,000 natural resource, 2,165 oil, and 7,100 scrap, along with 90 crystal. Now, the crystal's the most concerning, honestly, of all those things. So, how are we going to do this ship? I'm thinking of building quite a generic kind of hull that can hold multiple things. Very, very similar to the Tuberculosis' original idea, but perhaps looking a little bit better. A little bit better for wear rather than how the Tuberculosis ended up looking before. So, I'd say it's about long enough. Maybe one more intersection there. However, we can't do that as we have been doing it, sadly, just because that doesn't work. Okay, it's wooden blocks. And now I'm just going to fill this in, so I'm going to skip ahead of that because the noise drives me insane. Okay, so having a look at the resource, we've got 6,000 natural already used up. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all, actually. Now, okay, so this will be in the main section. However, this time, I'm thinking what we will do is we're going to have it so that there's actually several sections to the ship. But first of all, we are going to need to go a bit down. Not by much, just by one level. This section will house the engine along with what do I want to call it? The water pump, the air pump rather, so that we can actually have a lot of buoyancy and thus enables us to have a lot of freedom when it comes to what we're actually going to build, which is rather nice, it must be said. Let's quickly just fill this in. Like so. There we go, and there we are, fantastic. Now, most likely what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going over all the ships I've got currently and giving them a bit of a makeover before finally putting them on the workshop, and then I'll definitely make sure that it's public that they are there as soon as possible. I'll probably just add like Lathrix in the name as well, just to make it even easier to find them, even though it'll be easy anyway. So let's see, that's 10,000 natural already, okay. And then we want this to fill this, so let's just put this here. Oh, of course it won't work because we haven't done this section yet. So let's do this, and incoming loud noises. I said loud noises. There we go. I should very, very, very quickly fill that in. Excellent. Let's just watch the resources go up. Thankfully, we do have, like I say, 40,000 natural resource, so we can be a bit happy when it comes to using the wood and stuff. Plus, this ship should only last like the first couple of fights anyway. This is just to go ahead and defeat all the really basic enemies that will appear, like the vipers and stuff. So you can, push on ahead, get to their resource zone and everything. So water. And we want the air pump straight away. And here we're going to section it off though in a second. So what we're going to do is add the air pump. Add the air pump and click. That should instantly work. Excellent. And then what we're going to do is very quickly go along and just randomly, there we go, segment it off. So each segment is different. This just makes it harder to sink if we get a breach. Since it is made out, remember, it is currently made out of wood, meaning it's quite weak. Admittedly, you won't be fighting anything that powerful that it will, cause issue even to wood to start off with. But even so, it's definitely nice to have a bit of a fail-safe there. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, cool. What I'd like to do though is go to wood blocks. Let's go the slopes. I want the slopes up, the longer ones if possible. So what's it called? Wood up. There we go. Okay, and I want it here. like this, and then I want the beams again, because I can. I don't want a full beam, or don't want yeah, I'll do. Okay, essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it look like as you can probably all tell by now, the idea of my fleet so far has been, the idea is the fleet's been basically commandeered from civilian ships and basically retrofitted, because I love the idea of retrofitting a ship. I like that kind of aesthetic, even if it's like pillaging it and changing it for your own will. I prefer that to something that's actually been designed for it. You see, so what I'm going to do is, yes, use beams again, just for now, is I'm going to have this as like a little standing area at the front. I'm just going to use blocks here just to make it easier on myself for a couple of seconds, then I'm going to put these back in, there we are. Maybe I should change these colours. Oh yeah, in a second I'll change the colour of this particular bit of wood, make it a bit easier on myself. Just to see what the hell I'm doing. We are going to be adding a lot of weight to it soon, so the fact that it's kind of floaty at the moment, that's not going to last, so that is not going to last long at all. There we go, and okay, so let's go with the colour replace mode, and I'd like it to be, what colour would this be like? A bit darker than that, honestly, so make it a bit more intense. That's nice, yeah, it gives it a bit of a, this is the standing area kind of thing. I'm going to build like a centerpiece in here which has the wheel and everything, so that's all nice and done easily enough. Now I'm thinking about what kind of weapons I'll actually attach to it standard. The whole point, like I say, is the fact it'll be quite a flexible hull. It's just basically a hull you can use to your heart's content to build whatever the hell you want, honestly. Just a nice little starter vessel. Okay, next then. Yeah, I like how the fleet main's like that. So, blocks and... Okay, now is kind of where I want to use metal, but I don't have much metal to spare, that's the problem. So I think for now on, I'll stick with wood, Staying with the black colour, the black colouring, and wood beams. There we go. Want it a little bit off there, so it's got space. Oops, did not mean to do that. Did I actually destroy anything? Don't think I did. Nope, good. One would beam like that, then a beam like here, so how many in between? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. I wish it was easier to tell on the bottom, but it isn't. 2, 3. Okay. One more further, perhaps? No, I think what we'll do is now we'll round it into here, like so. Okay. Then we want the wooden left. Let's just get this sorted out. There we are. That's the side I wanted. And colour picker, I want it to be lighter than the one we've been using, but still darker than the basic wood, just to give it a bit of contrast. And I want that twice. I'd rather have two of these than just one of these spikes, because I prefer that kind of look with the straight bit still sticking out. In case you're wondering. Wood beams. There we are. There we go. Yes. Oop. Exactly. Nice. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted to start off with. And then once again, beams just to finish off down here. Oh, actually, no. Can't use beams just yet. There we are. And there we go. Boom! Also doing it that way did leave it open to that. Didn't actually think about that, but that is a nice little benefit. And once again, 1 blocks to finish off the job. Okay, so, can you see what I'm kind of going with it? I'm thinking of like a fishing ship, honestly. So I am actually going to add windows quite heavily. Again, I don't design ships, honestly, 9 times out of 10 to actually be functional, because otherwise the influenza would have had much more things and wouldn't be using the basic flying things. Let's have a quick look. Okay, we're doing absolutely fine for wood. That's fantastic. We can change certain things later on. Okay, so the entrance is going to be in here. So let's do that now, so we can sort out what the hell the inside is going to look like. So standard door and plink, and then we'll fill in that with the slightly darker wood. It's a bit gothic looking at the moment, isn't it? We'll add some colour afterwards again with the we'll do some editing later on. Don't worry. Okay, so pretend all that's solid wood now on the sides. How's it going to be? So somewhere's the mast and everything's going to be. So that'll be at the back, I guess. So what I think I'll do is I'll have. What am I going to do? I'm going to do this because I want to be able to go down. Like I say, I like ships where you feel like it's an actual functional ship, not just designed for the AI. So if it did have a crew, they could you know, actually use it. So if we had 2 downward segments here and here going down, and then this can go up afterwards, that might look okay. So would the sharper one, so it would be these, okay. I think these I'll use the darker again, the darker wood. Ah, that's a problem. Metal beam, so wooden beams. So this will be the engine room, I suppose. Makes sense, be easy to place, and that's too big, so I'm just going to use regular wood then. So that's going to go there, then this one will go here, then this will go here, and that'll be the staircase down. Of course, sadly, you can't just go up and down these. It really does suck, so you will have to jump, but you would have had to jump anyway, so at least it looks like there's a staircase, kind of, in a way. Okay, so you go in, there's 2 staircases there and there, that's nice. And then we'll have a staircase here as well. Well, at least they kind of like ramp up. And that's where we'll have this. Okay, so flooring wise here, I'd kind of like stone just for looks, honestly. Not that colour though. Completely forgot I wasn't in the natural colour. However, that will make the back extremely heavy, so that's actually a terrible idea. So let's replace that with wood. There we are. So we have the way down, then we have up here, and that's where we're going to have our seat and everything. Fantastic. So let's do something with this then. So how are we going to do these windows? That's my question. So let's actually put the chair in. So control, and we want our chair. Don't worry, this will be AI driven. I just like having the idea of it looking at least like you are actually controlling it. Like I was saying earlier. Where's the old whatchamacallit? The old can you not have the old steering wheel anymore? The really cool looking one. I can't see it anymore. I can see this one, but I can't see the old shoe. There used to be like a big, you know, like an old-fashioned steering wheel, an old-fashioned ship wheel, and I can't see it anymore. It used to be in control, unless it's been moved. It may have been moved, and I may see it later, but I can't see it right now. So I guess we're just going to use the regular. Oh, there it is. There's a ship's wheel. That's why. Oh god, it's really big. Oh, it's a bit too big, Captain. A bit too big. Yeah, it's too big for this ship. We'll use it in a lighter ship. Okay, so we've got the very basic stuff there. Awesome. Okay, do you want anything else nearby to make it look more thing? We'll think afterwards. Okay, so back to doing this. So wooden beams, perhaps. So the beams obviously are going to be too big, but maybe we could do something. I mean, we are going to do like a guardrail for that, I imagine, but we could perhaps have a guardrail like around the seat. I don't know, I just feel like it needs something around the seat, because it looked a bit too simple, honestly. I think the word I'm looking for here is. But I don't like the beams though, so I don't like this, and then we have it move over. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not ecstatic about it, but oh, that looks good though. If we attach it to the roof like that, there we go. So there's a little cradle for the seat. Excellent. That's actually quite like that. Okay, so back to doing this then. So color picker. Let's go back to that light grey color. So the windows on the back, I think, are going. So okay, back to just doing the windows on the side then. I'm thinking we fill in like this and we have the rest as glass. Just really big open windows. Again, this wasn't meant to be for war, and then we're going to retrofit the weapons afterwards, and that's where all the red will come in, which I've been using on the fleet thus far. Just realised I've cut out almost nothing, I imagine, in the editing, because I've been talking about everything. But I guess with like such a small build, quick looks at, yeah, doing fine for everything, that's great. But with such a small build, really, it's... I don't know, it's... You can't really cut out much, because not much huge like renovations to do, it's all little details. So yeah, oops, there's it. I've actually got a question about shielding. I'm tempted to add shielding to this. Since we're not using much metal, we could perhaps shell out on a bit of a decent engine. But at the same time, I don't really want decent... I want the small prefab engine, if I'm perfectly honest. There we go, so you go in, la-da-da-da-da, and then you see that, you walk up here, and there's your seat. There we go. That's quite nice, actually. I quite like it so far. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Still really, really light right now, which is nice as well. Okay, so we go under the brig here, and we have the first room, and this is going to be the engine room. Now, the thing is, we haven't got much space here, so I've put an engine block down. I don't really want to spend too much time, honestly, on the engine, it must be said. Don't really need a very powerful engine, just a very, really, really basic one, just using cylinders and such. Just using all the basics. Obviously, we're going to use basics. You know what I'm trying to say. Oh, I hate building engines. It's such a complex silliness, and honestly, most of the time, I don't really care too much about the effectiveness either. That's the thing. Attach those there. Attach those there. Then there. Because I'd like to place it like this, because I just kind of did. And yes, I am purposely making quite a bad engine, honestly. I just want to quickly make a really, really basic engine. And all the exhausts make it actually quite efficient. So there's the thing. Do I want any superchargers? More power? Do we need more power for this thing? I'm going to have like one thing, honestly. I mean, it could do. I mean, it would improve the power section quite a bit. Okay, so Threat, if you do use this ship, I'd recommend changing the engine. I've just built like the most ramshackle, crappy engine possible there. I know I've made like a million mistakes there, honestly. I know I have. I really do know I have, so don't worry. I'm completely aware. There we go, sat the rooms like that. So now we need to go to the MISC. And we'll attach a couple of doors. If I can find them. Because I am actually blind. What the... what the hell? Excuse me, open up, thank you. I like how I'm causing this to rock so much. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's just a visual glitch that should fix itself if you reload the ship, so that's just a visual glitch. Just making sure it was actually a visual glitch and not just some random. We have so much buoyancy right now. It's really causing the ship to feel really unstable. Back to building. Okay, so now we have an engine. We need, of course, water. Okay, I'm going to use the huge propeller. Just remember that these are not available unless you have completed some of the basic story missions. Although you can load it in from someone else, I think. Maybe we shouldn't use it then. Yeah, okay, let's use the regulars. Don't really need too much anyway, just 3 of them there, just really, really basic. And then to help us turn, let's add some here. There we are. There we are, okay. So it should go forward. Excellent, and you turn. Absolutely fine. Okay, good. And stop. So we have basic hull, really, really basic engine, which I'd recommend you would learn and do yourself, because that was terrible. I just wanted to fit it into this size, honestly, that's all it was. I just wanted to make sure I could squish everything I wanted into the section, and I kinda did. There we go. A little bit more power out of the little space we actually had available to us. Okay, could add a couple of more exhausts. Oil efficiency, yeah? Good enough for me, okay. So we have the very, very, very basics of the ship now, so that's awesome. Let's have a look at our stats. We are doing fine for everything. We can upgrade things to metal as we wish. And so comes the part which I was looking forward to, the actual kind of strapping on of guns and weapons and all that lovely stuff which everyone's always happy with. So, how do we do that is the question. How do we do that? I was thinking about making 2 separate sections on the sides for the weapons, but I don't think I actually like that anymore. So we could add 2 side turrets. That'd be kind of cool. Actually, the more I think about it, yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we'll make it... So, actually... How much does that cost? 10,000... We could have 2 of the E.coli side turrets. Or just one of them. It's a decent turret. I mean, it's not the best if we could upgrade it slightly. So put it on the top. Here. That turret there. It was one of the older versions of the E.coli turrets. It's not a bad turret, honestly. It's just not as good as some of the ones we had in the future. That's really cheap. What the hell is this turret? Let's put it down so I can see what the hell it is. Oh, it's on a turret. What the hell? I thought I should really read. Got the E.coli II as well. I've got quite a few turrets, honestly, kind of here and there, simple as... Oh, no, that was the basic laser weapon to attach to the thingy-majiggy. Influenza. And then we have the mine lobber. I love that thing. It does what you think it does. It lobs mines. Okay, let's just quickly restart the thing so all the things I've just spawned in and destroyed can actually go away. Okay, sadly we are going to have to actually make our own turret. We had a bit of a problem with that in that it used up too much oil. In fact, we're getting close to maximum oil already, despite all that, because of the engine we've made. So that's another reason why I had to make it so small, is because you don't get much starter oil. You only get 2,000 starter oil. So we may have to not use the custom cannons, because almost everything here does use oil, or at least a lot of it does anyway. We'll see, we'll try to make it, and if we hit the limit then we'll try something else. Okay, so custom cannons, and we are going to want a new item, a new object, 360 turret, and we want a precision turret, and we're going to add this, which way's forward, this way's forward, there. Okay. Have to be quite small. It's actually going to have to be remarkably small. How much do these cost oil-wise? 30 each. Really got to be careful. We can actually keep it... Oops, there's it. Let's go back to editing the turret. Fantastic. Okay, back to that. Mirror. I keep pressing the wrong button. Oh my lord, that's really annoying. I'm sorry, sir and sirettes. I am sorry. Mirror mode, there we go. I kept pressing B rather than V to check the thing for some reason. Okay, we are now on... Oh god, that's almost gone already. Be a very simple turret if we go with this. Like, more simple than I might be happy with, honestly. I might have to shrink the engine. We actually can as well. Okay, stop. Go back to the hull. We're going to shrink the engine by 1 shaft. So you go bye-bye. So everything from here onwards destroyed. There we go. And there we go. And once again, there we go. So the engine powers have been cut in half. Because you don't need it. You just don't need it this early on. Unless you're going for shields early on, which I'm not. You really don't need this, a good engine at all. So there we go. We've got a fair chunk more oil left now. So that's good. Back to doing the spinner. / turret. Okay, the turret. Still going to need to be very small though, so we have to be concerned about that. Okay, we want the automatic. There we go. Because then we can put the ammo boxes in the middle there, and they get double the bonus. And then we put some in here, which then we put some more automatic loaders here, which takes us to almost done. That was basically that then. Explosive warheads cost that. How much do missiles and stuff take in terms of oil? Almost none. So we could have a very simple missile system in addition to this. And I think we probably will, honestly, because this isn't quite enough. Okay, how much gauge increase doesn't cost any oil? Oh, that's great. So we'll have 2 gauge increases. We'll have so yeah, we have 6 gauge increases then. Okay. Finally, this. So we don't need too many motor-driven since obviously this can turn by itself. What we're going to need is mostly elevation barrels, looking at the oil usage on you. So motor-driven doesn't actually use oil, never mind, then we're using motor-driven just because of that. Okay, and then we're going to have a single elevation barrel. Get a few more motor-driven, okay. Quick check on that. Wow, we're like almost finished with oil. And one elevation barrel, and then several recoil suppressions. And there we go, we've got a very nasty turret now attached to this, which won't be able to shoot for very long, but will do a lot of damage, and it's also quite accurate, which is very nice indeed. Okay, so now we're going to finish off by putting metal all over it. Okay. Leave this mostly as the basic colouring. There we go. And then metal block again. Just to make it easier on myself, fill that in. Want it to be at least as high as the turret so we can protect the very base of the turret, like so. Check the metal usage. We are absolutely fine for quite some time. Absolutely fine for quite some time. There we go. And then let's do some slopes. Actually, how would that look? I like it, actually. I quite like that. I don't like that, though. Okay, and then to finish off, we'll finally add our colours, which, of course, right now is the fleet main. So whatever your fleet main will be is the colour this will, of course, become. And then let's go colour replace mode, just to replace the red here. Awesome, and blocks, and metal blocks, metal beams of death. Ignore the fact the ship is currently moving backwards. That's because I keep pressing G to lock placement. The problem is G is also move the ship back. Okay, there we are. Ah, need to be on the back, that's fine. So, metal beam. There. And there. Then we'll add the regular colour beams here and here. Okay, so that's kind of what the turret's been jammed on there. And we are... oil-wise... Wow, we're like 40 off. Wow, we are like 40 off the actual thing. Cool. Very cool. Okay. So there we go, we've got our turret attached to the poor fishing boat, which has been kind of hijacked for this use. That's pretty cool, though. So now we need to sort out the AI. So the AI I'm going to put in the room you're going to straight away under the ship, which is here. AI, oh, of course, let's go back to editing the hull. AI, mainframe, and this will be down here. So it's this one, yeah, the middle one, there we go. AI mainframe, we need a wireless transmitter. Then we're also going to want... that goes there, doesn't it? Yep, cool. Cool, and then we want, of course, the naval AI. And we're also going to want the target tracker. No. Mostly prioritization, but we can get the rest as well, doesn't really matter too much. Okay, I've got all the ones we possibly want there. There we go, so there's our AI little segment just randomly there. Yep. I was literally just about to say, oh, we should add a keel. Then this happened. Okay, refresh. Let's just put it back up right, and then we'll add the keel so it doesn't do that in the future, because currently it's too top-heavy. Obviously, we're actually going to add the missile system soon to avoid this in the future, but right now it is far too top-heavy. The keel doesn't have to be very big on the ship, as it is quite low down already. We'll just use some... oh, lead blocks are 100 metal each. Did not realise that. But they are ridiculously heavy. Okay, how much are we actually using metal-wise? We definitely have the metal to spare, that's okay. So essentially, we're just going to add a line of lead here. Just so it's no longer top-heavy. Or at least it's not as top-heavy, so it doesn't do that in the future. Okay, release! Going any more than... no, okay, good. Actually, let's stress test it. I'd rather find out now if it's got an issue. So, this is on full... right turn. Okay, yeah, it can't tip anymore. Well, it can't sink itself anymore. Okay, and of course, like I say, we're now going to add a very basic missile system into this. So, yeah. I think it's going to be a side missile system. I'd like it if it shot... okay, so where actually is an unused segment? I'd like each segment to be something. Okay, cool, yeah. Ooh, harpoon... no, we won't use harpoons, because the starter stuff we end up fighting, actually a lot of them are flyers. these days. So we could have the missile system here, with the missiles actually on the front there. Ooh, it'd be cool if I shot forward. Sideways or forward? Or upright, sideways or forward? I want all of them. Let's go with shooting out of the side, because that just looks cool in my opinion, honestly. So, okay, so we're going to I'm going to have two separate ones, just because it makes it a little bit harder, like I say, to completely cripple the system. Let's put it here. Then we're going to want the connector. So, if it's going to shoot out of the side, we're going to have to change these into just regular blocks, because that's where I'm going to put them. So let's put it like this. Da 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 da, and then missile launch pad goes like this. Okay, so now we know where the missile's going to go. We can deal with the wood issue, because now we actually know where we can board back up and where we can't. Okay, of course the last issue we have to deal with is some ammo, but I'm still deciding in my head how to deal with that. That's why I haven't really addressed it just yet. There we go. And we'll add another door here, because like I say, I like the idea of it being able to be walked through at all times. Click, click. Again, what is with that? That's such a weird thing. Has anyone fixed itself yet? Yeah. So as soon as you respawn the ship, it fixes itself, so that'll be fixed in the future. With 192 leaks. Gee, I wonder if that's bugged. Whoops. $192 leaks. I don't think that's even possible. Like, is there 192 places here which can be leaking? Again, that'll fix itself when it respawns, most likely. That's just because I've been changed stuff. I've got to say, the air pumps can be a little bit buggy. Do you want to work this time? 190. Where is the leaks? There is no way that's leaking. There's no area here. This isn't leaking. It is apparently, with 70 odd leaks. Doesn't matter, really doesn't matter, that's just oddity. We're still floating. You're not leaking, but the front is, so what's the big difference? Is it just because the wood section I did earlier? But saying that, why would this section now be leaking then? As you can see, it is completely closed off. I'm not sure why that's actually happening. There shouldn't be an issue there. That's just something. I'm going to have a quick look-see around, start randomly placing blocks and see if I can't fix this. Or at least figure out what the hell's going on. It's actually still adding buoyancy, that's the funny thing, but not enough. So back in a second. Okay, so it turns out all that needed to happen was a quick reload of the ship and it completely fixed itself. No idea what caused that. Really shouldn't have happened. Did happen. Oh well. Okay, back to what I was doing then. So missiles are awesome. So we have the missiles, and we actually want the missile blocks themselves now. Mirror mode. Since we're not going to use the lasers, of course, we're going to need to have the one-turn element. It's going to be quite a simple thing, honestly. Now, it's going to have to be at least one bigger than this. Because the problem is the missile's now sticking out. We could have put this further back and that actually would have been a much better idea and probably would have looked better. Yeah, okay, I'm willing to redo. Just quickly break off all the missiles from the side. Bye-bye. 6-way connectors. Okay, that's as far in as I can go, because if I touch each other that can cause some bugs, since we're using two separate actual missile controllers. If we're using one, of course, we could just have them. Even then we couldn't actually, so because of course then we wouldn't have space for it. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's big enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 1, 2, 3, 4. And by finally I mean second to finally. So what do we want? Okay, short range thrusters. Okay, I'm actually going to go. Yeah, 2 fins because it's about short range. I would like a 1-turn, however, and I would. Should we just leave it with explosive? Yeah, fine. We'll just leave it with explosive. Normally, I prefer the fragmentation with a low range, but yeah. So these are going to be ridiculously short range. Then these missiles will not go very far at all. So that's something to bear in mind. These things are short-range weaponry. AI, local weapon controller. There we go. And these will have a failsafe in case the blocks get damaged. And then we need, of course, the receivers. There we go. So we have 2 missiles now, which should be being controlled. Yep. So we have 2 missile systems now being controlled on the front. So that will fire away and they'll go off on their merry journey. Quick test. Fire! Oh yeah, friend and foe detector and stuff. That's what we need. I was thinking, that was far too simple. What am I missing here? Okay, so missiles and torpedoes, we want the identify friend or foe, which uses oil. And we want the staggered fire, which uses oil. 223. Oh, we're 45. We're 70 over. We are 70 over oil-wise. That's not good. Hi there. I might need to take away some of your stuff, so edit turret and spinner. So what part of this actually costed? Okay, so the manual loaders did. Where's my automatic loaders? There they are. Can that be attached without? Okay, so take away those 2 and those 2. This will significantly, well, it won't significantly, but it'll slow down the shooting of the of that. But now it should be. Yep, we're back in the okay for oil. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So we now have a missile system, we have a AI system, and we have that. Awesome. Plus, I quite like this look. So let's sort out the AI for the main gun. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. Like I say, it seems like every time I am sit down for a recording session, the phone goes at the moment. There we go. And finally, transmitter. We want the receiver. Okay, should put it upside down. That's kind of cool. I like that. It's really in the way though, but I like that, so I'm going to keep it regardless. Because you know what? I want people to bump their heads on it every time they go past, just to remember it's there. And we also need the failsafe. There we go, so now all the guns are connected happily to the AI, so essentially it's done other than the ammo storage, which we've got a good 4,000 metal to actually do. Okay, now, here's something I don't know. Please say this doesn't use oil. Oh, thank you so much. Now, I kind of want to use ammunition processors, because the big problem is, I don't have this many ammo barrels that can, you know, support this many weapons, well, one large weapon and the missile system. That'll be a little bit difficult. So is there any section we can actually add? Ooh, hello. That's right on the front though, do not want that on the front. Okay, so I'm going to do blocks, wood blocks, block that off, then we're going to want a new air pump in here, because now this hasn't got an air pump. There we go. So that should be okay on both, hopefully it hasn't bugged out this time. Great, fantastic. So this will be this room. So I'm fighting with myself here if I actually want to use ammunition processors. The problem is these will drain metal. These will actually drain metal from your resource. As a starter ship, you've just used up all of your metal to make this thing. The idea is you make this and then go straight into battle to regain your resources. And then make your own, you know, harvesters and stuff, so that you're abandoning your harvester. So right now, you will not have incoming resource. At this point, there is no incoming resource, and you're draining metal from nothing, essentially. So we are going to need quite a few barrels, which means this is highly explosive. The back section of this is very, very volatile, which is a bit of a flaw. I'm going to have one. I'll have one, that's it, because we've left some behind. Okay, one last thing I do want to do in resources is this here. The crystal growth farm. Just to make sure you always have crystal, we'll put it here, and 'cause that's quite a nice place, and we'll have 2 trays. And that's actually a perfect fit. Actually, that's really nice, and it guards the AI a bit. Now, let's see. One last check. We are just over on oil. That's annoying. Like, just over on oil. Also, that has been yes, that's been placed correctly. What am I talking about? Go to view. We are still just over on oil. That's really annoying. Okay, so that's the funny thing is that's actually the ammunition processor. Okay, I'll actually leave out the ammunition processor to make it a choice rather than, you know, oh wow, we are exactly on oil. We've got a bit of spare everything else, and we'll actually be making crystal. So this is it, I think. So save the vehicle as starter lath. Okay, and spawn in an enemy. Let's actually just restart the designer, and we'll be back to just test out against some of the basic enemies. Okay, so here we are with the ship. Okay, so the starter lath is here. Let's spawn in a vanguard. Of course, there's no explosive rounds or anything on the turret. If you want to add those, of course, that can be in the future. They still do a nice bit of damage, though, because they are quite big shots. And, of course, there's the missiles, which are quite nasty as well. Yeah, it's a very handy victory. I think this could deal with quite a few things at once. The ammo's actually doing okay. The missiles seem to be underwhelming, honestly. Maybe I'll change them into the fragment. Yoink, okay, change you to fragment warhead. Cone to 8-ish. Assign. The same to the other one. I would love to use proximity fuses, just because I'd love to use proximity fuses, but that would cause lag and would require a bigger ship. Oh, it's more than that. Okay, so that's one thing dealt with. So, once you've got the ship, what will I change? Getting explosive warheads for the turret as soon as possible would be fantastic. Sorting out a ammo processor would be also fantastic, because as we can see, we've now just run out of ammo. Thankfully, it's not doing too badly, honestly, but it does mean that it doesn't have infinite ammo. Okay, let's restart again one last time. Now we've got that. So, destroy all vehicles. Yes. That way I don't have to actually restart the darn thing. Load a starter lath. I'll float to the top, and then spawn in another vanguard. This time with the better. Oh god, it's right behind us. Well, at least worst case scenario testing here. Yeah, that was so much better. Yeah, the missiles are definitely doing better than they were before. Okay, so that's how we're going to keep it then, like this. So this is a starter vehicle. I don't know, bit of wood damage there, of course. That's to be expected. Thankfully, I have got the different segments, you know, segmented, so it won't cause us to simply sink. It looks decent, in my opinion. It looks like a fishing boat that's been commandeered for the warfare, for the war effort. Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. So main menu. Publish. And where is my beautiful starter lath? There we are. Starter lath. Oh yeah, I really should do all that, shouldn't I? I'll do that later. I will. Can I actually? Yeah. Okay. I'll just put it out straight away for now. Simple starter craft contains high gauge. No, contains medium cannon, medium custom cannon, along with dual missile system, can be made from the starter, from scrapping the starter fort. And we'll call it the just call it start. So starter ship Lathrix. So you can always search for Lathrix. I'll make sure to put Lathrix in there regardless of the thing. Yes, so I agree. So this will be fully uploaded by the time this video goes public. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope perhaps it's helpful to someone starting the game. I know a lot of people recently started getting the game since it came out in the summer sale. So I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching and have a lovely day. Of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly shows that more From the Depth stuff is things you're interested in. Thank you and goodbye.